Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Holden Blaze, and today we're going to be talking about KASPA cryptocurrency and providing a quick market update. I've been seeing a lot of fear surrounding KASPA in the past couple of weeks as the price has been consolidating for quite some time now, and in the past month, KASPA has dipped over 16%. It's currently sitting at a market cap of $3.3 billion, and despite the fact that price has not been performing well the past month, I actually think that KASPA will perform quite well towards the end of the year, and in this video I want to highlight some of the facts regarding that thesis. Now before we get into the video, I want to quickly remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor. This video is not financial advice. However, if you find any value in this video, a subscription to the channel would be very appreciated. Now, with that said, let's go to TradingView and check out KASPA. When charting KASPA, we have to note that we were actually dangerously close to breaking this local low that we set in August. However, as of the time of recording, we have bounced from that level, and this could potentially be a big double bottoming pattern. If that is the case, KASPA can shoot up to all-time highs very quickly, and I personally think that is going to happen. There's a lot of bullish factors around KASPA, but merely looking at the chart alone, I think we are due for a rip to the upside very soon. You see right here is a daily chart for KASPA, and these vertical blue lines represent 100-day sections. I pointed out this pattern months ago, and to this day, this pattern is still playing out. If you break down KASPA into 100-day periods, it tends to do a mini cycle every 100 days. We have to note that every one of these marked off sections has experienced a new all-time high, and if this pattern is to continue playing out, we should expect a new all-time high on KASPA before December 4th. I know that sounds ambitious because we'd have to climb 60% in just the span of a couple months. However, there are a ton of catalysts lining up in Q4, and I personally think that KASPA can easily rip 60% and put in a new all-time high before December 4th. Now, of course, KASPA could break this pattern and not set a new all-time high before December 4th, and at that point, we can talk about KASPA underperforming. However, I personally think that we are on the brink of Bitcoin breaking out. Literally any day now, Bitcoin will be punching through $80,000, and all of the top altcoins are going to follow. I personally think that after the US elections are finished, crypto will really start to pick up steam, and I would not be shocked to see KASPA sitting above 20 cents entering December of 2024. Now, I'm still in the boat that believes the majority of altcoin gains will be experienced in 2025. So despite the fact that I do think KASPA is bullish in the short term, we have to note that the gains that we're about to see in Q4 should be quite small compared to the gains we see in Q1 of 2025. Now, of course, that does not have to happen. I am not a financial advisor. But if we compare KASPA to Bitcoin, we have to note they look somewhat similar. Bitcoin has been in this descending channel for many, many months, and KASPA has been sitting in this ascending channel. While this is the case, KASPA is the same price it was back in November of 2023. And so if you zoom out on both KASPA and Bitcoin, we have to note that we have been consolidating for an extended amount of time. Anytime that Bitcoin is chopping like this and it's not sitting at all-time highs, it's very hard for altcoins to pump, and they're all really waiting for Bitcoin to break out of this channel, retest it, and then head higher. Once this happens, altcoins will get a green light to start pumping again, and as we've seen throughout the past year, I think KASPA is still going to outperform. I think it's very smart to hold on to the altcoins that have been outperforming Bitcoin for 1 year plus, because it shows that they are super strong headed into the altcoin season. There's so many altcoins this cycle that it's going to be very hard for all altcoins to pump massively in alt season, and I do think the proven winners will continue to be winners. KASPA is in that boat. I have so much faith in KASPA headed into this alt season, and I really don't want people to freak out right now. Yes, KASPA is sitting below 13 cents at the moment. Yes, it's toying with this low that we set back in August. However, at the time of recording, we have not broken this low, and in fact are sitting in oversold territory. This does not happen very often at all on the daily chart for KASPA, and in fact, the last time it happened was in May of 2023 when KASPA dumped to 11 cents. Of course, we all know what happened after that. KASPA bottomed out and continued to punch new all-time highs, and I personally think that is going to be the case again. It's quite healthy for an asset to cool off, and usually when it reaches oversold territories like this on a daily chart, we know the bottom is almost in. Now that we've covered the technical analysis, let's cover some of the bullish factors surrounding KASPA. We have to note that mining difficulty on KASPA is only becoming more and more difficult, and that is because of the tokenomics that KASPA set up. They have this token unlock schedule that allows for miners to mine a ton of KASPA in the early months of the project. However, at a certain point, the rewards start to taper off, and mining KASPA is not going to be as profitable. We are currently about 36 months into this KASPA project, and we have to note that this emission schedule is going to start tapering off heavily. This means that it's only going to get harder to mine KASPA, and due to that scarcity factor, it should impact price in a positive way. I also want to point out the fact that the hash rate on KASPA has been going absolutely parabolic. It's really showing no signs of stopping, and this is something that is great to see. It shows there's more and more computational power in the KASPA network, and it has the ability to handle more transactions. We also have to note that the supply not moved in over 1 year is climbing at a very nice clip. We're currently sitting at 24.91% of the supply not moved in the past year. And if we look at the KASPA that's been inactive for over 6 months, we have to note that over 48% of the total KASPA in circulation has not been moved in over 6 months. This is very bullish. This shows that people are accumulating and holding. They're not selling out of this project. They don't think the top is in. And quite frankly, I don't think we're anywhere near the top. A couple months ago, KASPA achieved 10 blocks per second in testnet, and it is getting very close to implementing that 10 blocks a second on its mainnet. This will be a huge innovation for a proof of work system, and personally, I don't see how 10 blocks a second is not going to moon the price. Of course, we also have to note that smart contracts on KASPA can be absolutely massive. If KASPA has the same smart contract capabilities as something like Ethereum or Solana, it is going to be the better blockchain. It's much more secure, it's proof of work, it's mineable, it's a fair launch, and it's running at 10 blocks a second. All of these factors are why I'm so bullish on KASPA, and quite frankly, I don't care if it's down this past month. I'm holding on to my KASPA until we hit euphoria, and it's one of the few altcoins that I think we can profit off of for multiple cycles. I don't see KASPA going anywhere in this bear market. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. However, all of the dominoes seem to be falling in the right direction for KASPA, and I think it's only a matter of time before we see some crazy price action. Now, of course, the one catalyst that would really send KASPA price flying is if it was listed on big exchanges like Binance or Coinbase. Coinbase would be absolutely massive, and the truth of the matter is we will never know when it's going to happen. All of a sudden, KASPA will be listed on Coinbase or announced to be listed on Coinbase, and this catalyst will be super bullish. However, there's no way to know for certain when it's going to happen. I personally think that Coinbase cannot ignore KASPA forever. If it's running at 10 blocks a second and has smart contracts, it makes absolutely no sense not to have that cryptocurrency listed on your exchange. And I do think exchanges like Binance and Crypto.com will also follow suit because there's going to be a ton of demand for KASPA. I personally think that Coinbase is strategically waiting to list a bunch of cryptocurrencies. They know that euphoria is probably going to happen after the presidential election and towards the beginning of 2025. I could be wrong, but I do think they are waiting to list some of these coins until euphoria hits. They know that they will make the most money during the time of euphoria, and they want to draw customers in with new token listings. I really have no concrete facts to back that theory. However, that is what I'm thinking. It doesn't really make sense why KASPA is not on Coinbase, and it has to be on Coinbase's radar. They have to be aware that KASPA has a ton of demand for it, a super strong community behind it, and I personally think it's just a matter of time before Coinbase lists KASPA. Currently, KASPA is sitting at number 28 on the rankings of CoinMarketCap, and I personally still think it has a lot of room to run to the upside. I think there's no reason why it should be valued less than Pepe and Litecoin. Those are obviously worse projects than KASPA, and as we head higher up the list, I also think KASPA should easily flip Bitcoin Cash. Once we get into the top 10, it's going to be a lot harder to flip these cryptocurrencies. However, in reality, if KASPA pulls off everything it's planning to do, I don't see why it's not a top 10 coin. In fact, I do think KASPA will eventually be a top 5 coin. I don't want to say for certain it will happen this cycle. However, give it 2 cycles and I do think KASPA will be competing with Ethereum and Solana for those top spots. I also want to show you guys this video. I know it's a little bit laggy, but it's a really cool way to represent a block DAG. It shows the future of what 10 blocks a second can look like, and it really highlights just how many transactions and blocks can be filled with the KASPA block DAG network. I am super excited to see what's going to happen for KASPA in the next couple months, and I would love to hear your comments in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I would love to see your face on the other uploads around my channel. I hope you all have a great day. Peace out.